Ogle County SWAT team responds to a residence and never makes it past the threshold as they take gunfire from a suspect inside. 3 deputies are shot, including the suspect, and everyone survives. There's sort of conflicting statements on why the deputies were there to begin with one of them being a relative called police and stated that the suspect was threatening suicide and threatened to harm other people. The sheriff stated in a briefing, which came much later, that it was reported that the suspect had suicidal and homicidal ideations. The difference between threatening to harm other people and having thoughts of harming other people is that one of those is criminal and the other is not. I don't have any reason to believe that they were making entry to arrest the suspect, nor did they actually have a warrant for anything criminal that he may have done. Therefore, I believe that they were making entry based off exigency to check on his welfare.
He just hit. He just hit. Hold on. I haven't heard a bang yet. Fire extinguisher. Heads up here. Heads up here. Stepping up. Wait. Ted. Bang out. Bang. Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Ted's hit! Ted's hit! Justin, I got you! Justin, I got you! I got you! Go get him! Get him! Go, here, pull!
It's my arm, my left arm!
See him! Back! Get up! I can't help him! Jesus, he's inside? You got him down? He's down? Down! Are we going in?
I need something here now. I need another one. TC!
Here. Got it.
We will come back to the medical portion towards the end. There are quite a few gear-related issues in this video that I'm not going to point out. If you find them, go ahead and put those in the comment section. I'll only say that I do believe that our gear can be a representation that we have put at least some level of thought into how we wear our gear, how we prepare our gear, how we're able to actually get to our equipment. And if you are seeing things that look disorganized on your person or another officer's person, then that is likely an indication that some of their performances may not be adequate.
I haven't heard a bang yet. Fire extinguisher.
If you know why they may want or need a fire extinguisher, put that in the comment section.
Heads up here. Stepping up.
Now, when they moved up previously to break that side window next to the door to throw a throw phone inside to call the suspect over 50 times or whatever it was, that would have been a good time to manipulate the environment in our favor, move this gate that is not drilled into the wall. It's one of those gates where you just kind of screw the knobs on the end and the post on the end of the gate actually expands to meet the wall or the post or whatever you're attaching it to. And we could have utilized anything that is heavy enough to hold this door open so that when it came time to actually move up to breach this door, we could have utilized a tactical breach, and we could have stacked the officers on what I would consider the safer side, because the suspect obviously can't see you. Would that have made a difference in the suspect not shooting the officers or not hitting the officers? Maybe not, but the officer with the shield could have started pieing inside of the doorway from the actual small window. They would have had to obviously remove the blinds, which is really easy to do with a fire pole or a pry even. Doesn't look like it's that tall, and that would have limited his exposure to the inside of the residence himself, and then he could have worked his way to view more at the door. Again, suspect probably would have started shooting, but at least there wouldn't have been so many officers directly in front of the door.
Wait, Ted. Bang out.
The officer holding the shield gets hit in the left arm, and there's a couple reasons why he may have got hit in the left arm, and One of those reasons is maybe the suspect was shooting at him with a caliber of round that the shield was not rated to stop, so the round just went through the shield. Or as he is turning to get away, he actually opens himself up to getting hit somewhere between the shield and his arm. This officer holding the shield was hit in his left arm, and another officer was hit in the vest. I presume it's the officer behind him. Now, I know that it's a tall order to ask somebody to just kind of hang in there and be a man and just let this shield take rounds, because physiological responses are happening. There's loud noises. We're getting shot at. We definitely don't want to stay there. So the human reaction is to turn and run away. Kind of the issue with that, if you're the guy holding the shield, is that you then open up the people behind you to also getting hit when your responsibility is to protect them from getting hit. I think the officer who got hit with the round in the vest is the officer behind the officer holding the shield, although I don't know for sure. I'm not a big fan at directive fire, which we call it in law enforcement, not suppressive fire. I guess the idea here is, well, the suspect could be running out, or I believe him to be running out, and so I'm going to start shooting at the threshold. I'll show you where some of those officers' rounds hit at the doorway. But the problem with this is that we're not really doing anything while we're shooting, which the thing that we should be doing if we're going to be shooting at this moment is also getting the officer off the ground. There's a significant delay between this officer shooting rounds here and them actually moving to get the officer off the ground.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Ted's hit! Ted's hit! Justin, I got you! Justin, I got you! I got you! Go get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Got him! Here! Pull! 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 It's my arm! My left arm! See him! Back!
So this officer is actually hit in his left arm, and self-aid, buddy aid, and then somebody with a higher level of understanding of medical procedures is the order in which you should be helping yourself, helping somebody else. And if you're hit in the arm and you're able to walk, then you should try to get up and get out of there, because ultimately you're kind of putting more people at risk to have to go get to you when you're perfectly capable of walking.
Get up! Get up! I can't help me. Jesus, he's inside.
So that officer says, Jesus, he's inside, which makes me believe that they probably thought that he wasn't there at all. A relative called police and said he was either having suicidal and homicidal ideations, or he was suicidal and making threats of harming other people. And so it's safe to presume that maybe the relatives weren't there at all, or they had seen him earlier in the day. So maybe they didn't know that he was actually inside, which is probably why they were only there for an hour and a half and decided to make entry to check on his welfare. And, saying, Jesus, he's inside, is an indication that mentally we weren't really prepared for that, right? If we have the correct mindset, then when these things happen, you're least likely to be surprised. And if you're not surprised, then you're more likely to perform well.
You got him down?
This officer comes through the house, I guess, from the back team that was making entry at the same time. And it's kind of odd that he just kind of runs by. I don't really know exactly where he's going. And they're kind of asking him, is he down? And you kind of hear him yell out, yeah, he's down, something like that. I thought that was just kind of odd.
He's not going to be able to. If you can't.
I'm blurring this more than it is already blurred. So if you feel like you're missing something, I'll have the link to the uncensored portion that I do have on my previous channel. That will be in the description, but I promise you're not actually missing anything. Just something to consider here is if we have a damaged face or blood on our face because we're injured, took a round, took shrapnel, took gunfire, whatever that is, you do want to kind of be aware that if we start putting somebody on our back, then that blood is probably going to go down our throat, and that's not really good. It's going to clog up our airways. And so what they do kind of resort to here, because the patient is asking to be put on his side, is they do roll him to his side, because initially he's fine, and then he's saying, I need to go to my side. They put him on his side. That's fine. And we just want to make sure that if we're going to apply a bandage around the face, that the patient can breathe. And somebody is obviously staying with him and asking him, how are you? Can you breathe? Are you okay? Yes, I am. Okay, then we know we're okay. But they may need you to maybe do less of the wrapping around the head or not apply as much pressure so they can actually breathe. But the female officer here does a really good job at maintaining her composure and actually getting him the proper medical attention he needs in this very moment.
Can't breathe, Jay. Go to your side.
I can breathe.
Okay. Stay right there for me, please.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
Who's down?
The bad guy.
Thank you.
Stay right there for me.
I need to go on my side.
Okay, go on the side.
Come towards me. Come towards me. Okay. The only thing I haven't checked is his
All right,
right
Jay, I'm
eye.
doing a check on you, all right?
Okay.
Coming in the house. Blue coming in the house.
Now, if you look at the door, the screen door itself, you can see a few outgoing rounds, it appears, from the suspect. And then to the right of the door, by the doorbell, there's some dark spots there, which looks like it's the officer's rounds as he was backpedaling through the driveway.
You're inside?
The suspect in this case was charged with a whole bunch of charges, but I would be pretty surprised if he was actually convicted on any of those charges. One, because of his mental condition, and two, because they weren't really there to arrest him or serving a warrant, but they also didn't announce themselves at the door, and there was no reports from anybody, including the sheriff himself, that said that they had announced or gotten on a loudspeaker to ask him to come out of the house, or they had announced themselves as police officers. We've been here before. We know how this usually plays out, and it becomes very problematic whether we are there to serve a warrant or we're there to check on the welfare of somebody else if they can argue that they did not know it was the police that were trying to make entry into the home. If you appreciate this video, if you like the content, if you want to support and help me build this channel, you can do that by feeding the algorithm down below.